I first met Kristian in Cape Town, and I saw his butt actually, because Stefan, you showed his butt in the image, remember? And I said, nice butt. I got to get him to Singapore, and that was very rude, right?
That was something else.
But no, I thought you were incredible. The work that you do, your philosophy. So let's dig into a little bit about your childhood, because I believe you are always shaped by where we come from, right? So you grew up between New York, Paris, Sweden, and Japan.
Yeah.
Right. So how did that sort of nomadic childhood, you think, shape your lens on the world?
I think each culture gives you so many ideas, especially for what I'm doing: visuals, way of thinking, languages, sense of humor. So that's really helped me with my work nowadays. I kind of pick and choose from each one and merge them in together to...
Wonderful, like a palette, a global palette of ideas.
That's right, yeah.
Okay. So you spent summers on a tiny Swedish island with your father, who's a theater producer, Lars Schmidt, and then your stepmother is Ingmar Bergman. I don't know if...
Ingrid, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Where are the images? Are the images coming on? Anyway, so tell us...
Oh, wow.
Yes, there you go.
Amazing.
All right. Aren't they amazing? All right. I don't know why I always get their name. What did you learn from both?
Well, it's... Workaholics, vacation was torture for them. They worked nonstop, and really... Battle Island, it was their only time they kind of escaped and could be by themselves, The theater was really interesting to grow up in. You learned lighting, you learned colors, aesthetics, how things should look. And their friends, obviously there was an influx of celebrities and people in the industry coming in and out of our house when I grew up. And everybody had the same common thread, was kind of like no one really knew what they were doing, but they're kind of pretending, and it kind of made you more comfortable with the world after meeting different people, But incredible work ethic and really fun way to grow up with them,
So incredible work ethic, fun, lots of celebrities coming through. But you think you got your sense of artistry from your dad?
It must have rubbed off somewhere, of course, yeah. It's all kind of the same, photography, directing, theater, it all kind of mix and matches, yeah.
What was the first creative work of expression that you did? Was it when you're 3, or like something that you created and you said, I have to express myself?
Well, yeah, I was always drawing, but nothing created. It was mostly growing up on the theater, pretty much, on stage, learning all that, which got slowly turned into me directing after that,
Okay. All right. So you spend a lot of time in Japan. Do you live there?
In and out, as much as possible. So
all right.
That's my daughter.
I know. And Japan, as we heard just now in the session with Yamakita-san, right? It has inspired countless others. And this is your daughter. I think it's right. A beautiful photo on the Instagram. How does Japan influence your work?
It's interesting. Every time I run out of ideas, I go to Tokyo and I travel around Japan, and subconsciously I start getting ideas. And by the time I leave Japan, I have a whole new string of ideas I want to do. So I don't know how that works, but that's always been my go-to place to get inspiration.
Japan is your canvas. Then.
Absolutely, for sure. Yeah, it's just the lines, the aesthetics, the fashion, the food, and the nature especially gives me a lot of ideas. And it's funny about getting ideas from a city to start working with wildlife. Mostly cities gave me ideas to do different angles and different things I'm doing in the wild.
Okay, so you took urban, you were inspired by the urban.
Yes.
To capture nature.
Yeah, correct. That's right.
Fantastic. Yeah. Okay, so it's like almost a contradiction, right?
Yeah.
You work with conflicting ideas, actually.
Exactly.
Okay. So take us back, therefore, to when you created this whale shark fine art series, and we're going to show you. And by the way, thank you for donating one of your prints to our auction tonight. So tell us how that idea came up, even though I read it, but I'd love to hear it in your own words.
Yeah, I was diving with a charity called Wild Aid and Richard Branson with Virgin Unite in Isla Mujeres in Mexico, which is incredible. Everybody should go there in July. There's about 200 whale sharks come feeding. It's amazing. It's very impressive. And so I really wanted to do a photo shoot with that, but obviously there it's too choppy and too many whales. So they recommended a place in Oslo in the Philippines where whale sharks are kind of feeding vertically. And I met an incredible underwater model that can hold a breath for about 6-7 minutes. And we got an amazing team together and just headed out there without really knowing what we were doing. It was mostly we wanted to experience being with whale sharks.
Right.
And when we
So
came,
where did you meet this underwater model? It wasn't in the Philippines. I mean, you met her somewhere else?
randomly in Miami at a friend's gathering, and right on time after Mexico, so it kind of worked out perfectly, you know?
Right,
Yeah.
okay. And how easy or difficult was that shoot to take?
The shoot, this one was not that bad because it was shallow, it was warm, the team was extremely professional, and compared to shoot the one you saw with the manta rays, that's 40 feet underwater, she's tied down, it's dark, there's a lot of currents, and the manta rays go around, so that's a difficult shoot. But Philippines is absolutely gorgeous, so it's warm and lovely. Yeah. It was a very nice time, that one, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to go into your other shots, but what was the most challenging, you think? Did you, hair raising, or tell us a story that frightens us?
Well, challenging, you get enormous amount of respects for the elements and animals when you're doing what I'm doing. And
they are one of the hardest things to work with,
yes,
right?
of course,
Because they're so unpredictable.
Animals, you'll know if something is wrong. So you don't really shoot or do anything if something is up with the animal. Mostly the elements, like currents, waves, especially water shoots are very difficult, yeah.
So has anything ever happened to you before?
I have been whacked by whale shark tails. I've been, everything that comes, but nothing extreme. It's been, if you work with, you have wild lions, you have working around you, you'll know when they're angry or upset, and you just don't get close to them,
Right. So, I was reading about you, and you say you love chaos.
Yeah. Well, behind the scenes to create these amazing pictures, it's full comedy and chaos. I mean, there's just everybody's drowning, the lights are falling. It's very comical what's happening. So when you get used to that, I never know what I'm going to get. I have an idea of a shot I want. I'll never get that shot. I get something different, but a bit better. So we just kind of pick the idea we want to do, go for it, and work around the elements and the animals that we want to work with.
Okay.
But we'll never get what we want. So that's the chaos we've gotten used to.
Yeah. So, I mean, I have great respect for artists like you, who go through so much to go through real life and adventures and work hard to create those beautiful images, right? To inspire the world and talk about the relationship between human and nature is a very important message. But so let's talk about the post-visual world.
Yeah.
Right, and so you've heard a lot about how, AI, we are worried about how it will disrupt travel and all that. How does AI disrupt an artist like you?
It doesn't. For me, I've been very lucky because we sell prints in many galleries around the world, and a certain price, and the clients that are buying that level of art don't want anything fake. They want a story behind it. They want it to be real and a difficult shoot to do. So it hasn't been in any issues with me. AI has been incredible for us to expand colors and to make things more exciting in the pictures, but the client wants the real thing. And then selfishly, I want to experience the shoot myself, so I want to go and do all these things as well. So if I would just do it on a computer.
Right, but we also heard that it's going to be harder to tell fake from real, because right now, I mean, people say that AI is the worst that it can ever be right now. So it can only get better every day.
Yes, of course.
And so at one point, I mean, how do you tell fake from real? I mean, do you feel that as a photographer that you need, therefore, to tell more of a story about what goes into your shoot rather than just the static shoot?
Absolutely, for sure. They want the story. But obviously for companies in fashion, when it comes to a product, it's so much more efficient, so much faster to do it through AI. So that's understandable, and that's gonna change for sure. But for art and things that I'm doing, it doesn't seem like it's changing much,
right.
Yeah.
I read an article by a columnist who basically said, let's admit it, right? AI is gonna replace all the commercial work.
Yeah.
Right? Because why would a corporation pay and then...
Yeah.
So, but it's not going to replace the meaningful work.
No, for sure.
Right, so it's not. So you're okay.
I seem to be okay for now. Hopefully, yes. Yeah.
Okay, and your work though is highly stylistic. It's very glamorous. Probably comes from your theater background, right? And it's beautifully framed and posed, right? But right now, I mean, how do you feel about a world where in TikTok they say flawsome content is actually celebrated and it's welcomed and people want flawsome content?
Yeah.
How do you think about that?
I think that swings back and forth. Class and style is up for a couple of years, and then flawsome, as you said, is going to be for a while now, and it goes back and forth. I think it's just trends that fluctuate up and down. So when I'm shooting my pictures, it's very important for me to try to make it timeless because I want to be able to sell it in 10 years, 15 years. So I try to keep the fashion very subdued and calm, so it's not that trendy piece of clothing, it's more fabric. And so I can keep on doing what I'm doing for a long time, and the picture doesn't go out of style.
So keep it timeless, and you don't follow, basically you don't follow the trend.
No, absolutely not. No, I can't.
Although you're very trendy in how you dress.
Yes, well,
though.
that's fabulous. Japan influencer. Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, let's talk about your personal reflection. I remember, so actually one of my favorite animals in the movie Flow. Have you seen the movie Flow?
I haven't, but I know the cat, yes, yeah.
Okay, so actually my favorite animal is llama,
Yes.
the llama.
Yeah.
And you once said that you were like a llama, like if you had a dream that if you could be a llama riding a whale shark into the sunset. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That was your spirit animal. Why that?
Yeah, the spirit, I mean, it seems like the freedom of the lemur. I'm not really sure where that came from. It must have been a drunken interview at some point.
It's probably an AI hallucination that I found out about
Yes, it's possible, it's possible. But I obviously love lemurs and whales, so that kind of connects with my personality probably, you know, yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
Do you think it's more lemur than...
Yeah, really, yeah.
But it was probably AI hallucination because I looked up and it said that you had said that your spirit animal was the lemur. What would your spirit animal be?
Well, yeah, I mean, the whale has been quite close to me.
The whale shark?
Yeah. That's been the start of everything, pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Why?
Yeah. That was the shoot that was randomly happening, and my career completely changed after that picture, pretty much. Yeah.
So it changed your life?
Yes, absolutely, for sure, yeah.
All right. So what's going to change your life this next moment, right? Because one of your mottos is step outside the box and do your own thing.
Yes.
That's not AI hallucination,
no, that's
right?
for sure.
You actually said that, right?
Yes.
So what are you doing now that embodies it to step outside the box and do your own thing?
Yeah, I've never really looked at whatever people do, so that's been helping me with the pictures and everything I'm doing. And now I've had so much requests of people to try to come on my shoots, because when you go to a photo shoot, you get permits, you get block off areas, it's the top of the line, people come work with you, it's very exclusive. And I was trying to figure out a little bit how to get people with us to experience something like a photo shoot, the same thing without being a photo shoot. So we opened the Livingstone Club now, which is our company that are taking people on adventures for different, anywhere in the world. We just came back from Tonga now, we're going to safaris throughout Africa, diving trips, and they get the same access that we would have on a photo shoot pretty much. So
you're actually taking people on photography trips?
It's not really photography. It would be the same thing as when we would shoot the whale sharks or the manta rays. That area is closed off for us, and the researchers are with us. There's charities involved and things like that. So it's kind of like the same type of itinerary that we would have as a photo shoot.
Right, so you're taking people to kind of behind the scenes of a shoot.
Yeah, exactly, that's right, yes.
Behind the scenes of a shoot.
Okay. The access we get to animals, the access we get to researchers have been very interesting for people to see.
Right, okay. Yeah. And how many such trips have you done?
We just opened in June, so now we've done 4 trips so far.
Just started in June and 4 trips?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Right, okay. And who are your customers?
The same customers are buying my print, so high net worth customers.
Okay, so it's like an extension. They buy your print and then they get to learn about how that photograph was taken. And so you're actually telling a story behind the scenes.
Exactly,
which
that's
is
right.
exactly giving life to what you have created.
Yes, absolutely, for sure, yes.
So basically you're just selling to your own club?
Yes,
Or
it's a private club to take people on
private
trips.
club.
Yeah.
So give us an example of what the average price would be.
We're starting now, well, about $100,000 is the trip we do now for Tonga. The Africa trip would be about 150,000. Yeah, so it just depending on what, it's usually tailor-made to the customer, so it depending what they want.
Tailor-made to the customer.
Yeah.
Okay.
We next weekend we're taking some customers to Japan, and that's about $40,000. So it just depends on
40,000.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very achievable. And what are you doing in Japan?
We're doing it regular. Kyoto, meaning that I've been there for so many years, so I have a lot of friends and Michelin star chefs and different type of designers that you get to meet and things like that. So.
Okay. Who would like to go on one of Kristian's tours? I see a few hands. I see a few hands.
Exciting.
So I'm sorry to be so obsessive about this, but I'm trying to understand it. So you basically create tours around the images you create. Is
yes,
that right?
But the similar style. Like I would, yeah. We work with a charity called Wild Aid that is quite large. And,
Wild Aid, yeah.
Yeah, and we've taken a lot of celebrities to do PSAs and things like that for various poaching campaigns, and they would be able to come on this trip with that celebrity and do that. So just depending on what the customer wants, we have so many access to different places around the world, so it would just depend on who.
Fantastic. So what do you think of this, we've been talking about this in this conference, the trend of luxury. I mean, you strike me as a luxury traveler.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? Okay. So we're talking about curation of disconnection, curated discomfort. I mean, those seem to be the trends. So what are you looking for in your own travel?
Yes, well, like PK said for Voira in Madagascar, that sounds very appealing to me. Barefoot luxury and things like that. But the world is so accessible now, so people are starting to see everything. So we'd like to do something different, but obviously comfort and just escaping is important.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm going to just ask you one last question before we wrap up. What is the image that you have yet to take but really want to take?
Every image, we're looking now to do an image of lava. So when lava comes down into the ocean at nighttime, it becomes this whirlwind of incredibleness. And so we're going to get a girl with a lot of fabric in front of us underwater lava at nighttime. We're looking to do some things in zero-G planes. Water becomes very circular when it's in anti-gravity. So we're doing something with water and anti-gravity. So any shoot that's very difficult to do, we're trying to pull off. So we can
I wouldn't want to be the model that's diving around the moving lava.
Yeah, you can't get too close, obviously, but that's getting that idea. It's very hard to do, and it's fun for us to try to pull off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also the adventure of going through it is so much fun.
Right.
You know?
I can sense that you're very seduced by the notion of motion.
Yes, of
and
course,
fabric.
Yeah.
And do you think that comes from Japan?
Probably, that's possible. Yeah, maybe.
The play of fabric and how fabric flows.
Absolutely.
And how the water flows.
Yeah, I never thought about that. Yes. Yeah, the movement is something we always try to incorporate in our pictures for sure. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, I can't wait to see those images, right,
Thank
people?
you.
We can't wait to see those images. Thank you,
so
Kristian,
much.
for
Thank you
joining
so much.
us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Arigato. Thank you.
Oh, the next 2 hours, what's